Good morning. My name is Andrew Freeborn. I am a public information officer with the Kern County Fire Department. Today you are seeing Kern County Fire personnel as well as agency representatives from our partner agencies. These are the very agencies that we work shoulder to shoulder with as we fight wildfires here locally, throughout the state, even throughout the nation. Our press conference today is being held at the Kern County Emergency Operations Center. Really a fitting backdrop when we're discussing emergencies, especially wildfires. After the speakers have spoke, we will go ahead and conclude the press conference, but we understand that individuals may have additional questions. So after the press conference concludes, we will adjourn to the breezeway out the exit way there, and then we'll have fire personnel available to answer those questions that you may have at that point. We thank you in advance. Let us now invite Chief David Witt of the Kern County Fire Department to the podium. Chief Witt.
Okay, well, thank you for coming today. The increasing size of individual wildfires, associated fire behavior, and the lengthening of fire season require a multifaceted approach. The reality is that California, there are more people living in wildlands and communities in the interface where the wildlands meet the urban development. Historic droughts, decade of focused fire suppression, and land use practices that have contributed to historic fuel conditions. These factors, combined with the changing climate, have led to the most destructive wildfire season ever recorded in 2020. A 2020 report funded by the National Science Foundation said, projected increases in fuel aridity in the coming decades make it unlikely that records from 2020 last for very long. Of the California's top 20 most destructive wildfires, 15 have occurred in the last 10 years. The fire season of 2020 saw over 4 million acres of California destroyed by wildfire, more than double any other year recorded in fire history. Mega fires are becoming customary in California, and it's going to take a multifaceted approach to attack these types of fires, both while they're occurring and before they occur. The extreme fire conditions require additional resources able to provide fire suppression, forest health, fuel reduction, and fire prevention work. After several years of drought, the bark beetle infested many areas of California, leaving 150 million dead and dying trees in our landscape, while former management practices on forest lands has led to the landscapes and communities being vulnerable to catastrophic wildfire. In Kern County, we've removed over 10,000 dead trees in various areas through grants through the state of California to remove dead trees, both on forest land as well as private land. California continues to extend the fire season into what is now being called a fire year. There's no longer a fire season, but a fire year. And we're ramping up right now. You see all the agencies behind me. We're all getting our crews ready, our engines ready, and bringing on additional people to combat these fires more than ever. Today, we've met. We're talking about frequencies, how we're going to talk on the radio, what we're going to do to attack these fires and keep them small. And so with that, the big takeaway is it's very likely that it's going to be a bad fire season. And so in a second here, Andrew's going to talk about what we can do to be fire safe within your communities. But now more than ever, we should be talking about increasing the number of firefighters and not decreasing the number of firefighters. We are prepared, though, this summer. Your Kern County Fire Department and all the agencies behind me are ready, and we'll be there in your time of need. And so I'm going to pass this over to Andrew at this time, but thank you for coming, and I'll be available for questions right after this.
Thank you very much, Chief Witt. As Chief Witt touched on, these points reaffirm the need for all individuals here locally and throughout the state to be prepared for emergencies, especially for wildfires. So some of the things that we want to remind our citizens about is to ensure that you've created good defensible space around your property. And to do so early in the year even early in the day. Even a simple act of mowing your lawn during the hottest time of day can ignite a fire with catastrophic side effects. So please create that defensible space around your property and do it early when it's safe to do so. We also encourage everyone to sign up at readykern.com for emergency notifications. And for additional fire safety information, you can visit the various agencies' websites, which all have this information, including kerncountyfire.org. Another step that individuals can do here locally to protect themselves in advance is to create a Community Connect account through kerncountyfire.org. This gives the firefighters and first responders that critical information in a secure way that will help them to help you in the event of an emergency. We certainly want to thank all of these partner agencies that are standing together with us here in a unified manner. It's a unified way that we fight these fires, and we stand here unified before you today. Agencies as Bureau of Land Management, CAL FIRE, U.S. Forest Service, California Office of Emergency Services, Bakersfield City Fire, as well as U.S. Fish and Wildlife Services. We thank all of them for being here to help add weight to this message, and we thank the local media for being here as well to get this message to the masses. That will conclude today's press conference. Fire personnel will be available shortly afterwards, just outside, for any other questions you have. Thank you for attending.